Imagine discovering that the one thing you fear the most is the exact key to the life you've been chasing. What if the door you refuse to open is the only door that leads forward? Look at your life right now. There is one uncomfortable task you've been postponing for days, months, maybe even years. And the truth is, as long as you avoid it, you avoid your future. Let's talk about that. Welcome back to Dream Chasers. Today, we're talking about a question that might change how you see your whole life. What is your biggest frog, and are you ready to eat it? Before we begin, please subscribe to our channel Dream Chasers so you don't miss powerful lessons like this. The frog inside you. Close your eyes and imagine a quiet room inside your mind. This room is not a memory or a dream. It's a place where you hide everything you don't want to face, the conversations you avoid, the goals you delay, the truths you push aside. In the center of this room sits a frog. Not a real frog. Not a cute metaphor. This frog is the shape of something you've been avoiding for a very long time. It doesn't chase you. It doesn't attack you. It just sits there, waiting for you to admit that it exists. Your frog is the one thing that would change your life the most, but scares you the most to face. People think they fear failure. But the truth is deeper. Most people fear the amount of growth required to become who they truly want to be. And that growth sits inside the frog. What the frog represents. Your frog is made from the biggest decision you haven't made yet. It might be the dream you keep saying one day, too. The change you know you need but keep postponing. The truth you avoid because it would force you to grow. The fear that quietly controls your choices. The version of yourself you are scared to become. Think of your frog as a mirror you don't want to look into. Not because you'll see something bad, but because you'll see the person you could be if you stopped running from yourself. Your frog is the doorway to your future. But the doorway looks scary, so you walk past it every day. How your frog controls your life. The small delays with big consequences. Every time you avoid your frog, it grows. Not physically, but mentally. It grows by shaping your habits. It grows by shaping your fears. It grows by shaping your self-image. Imagine a path with many stepping stones. You walk on the stones that feel safe. But one stone is darker, heavier, and you always walk around it. That stone is your frog. And by avoiding it, you change your whole direction. You don't notice this at first. But over months, years, decades, avoidance becomes a lifestyle. People think they're stuck because life is hard. But often, they're stuck because of one decision they never made. Your frog is that one decision. The three forces that stop you. As you get closer to understanding your frog, three guardians always show up. They aren't enemies. They're habits you've built over time. 1. Comfort. Comfort says, you're fine. Don't change anything. Comfort isn't evil, it just wants things to stay easy. But easy is not the same as meaningful. 2. Doubt. Doubt whispers, who are you to do this? It uses old memories to convince you you're not capable. But doubt is a liar. It only knows your past, not your future. 3. Time. Time stays silent. It simply reminds you, if you don't do it now, you might never do it. Most people turn back when they meet these three. But if you want to grow, you must walk past them. Not by fighting them. Not by arguing with them. But by recognizing that they are just shadows your frog created. Meeting the frog. The first conversation. Eventually, you reach the center of your inner world. The frog sits there, calm and patient. It speaks in a voice that sounds like you, the version of you that knows the truth. The frog says, you created me from every moment you said, not now. I am not here to scare you. I am here to show you who you can become. When you finally face your frog, you realize something powerful. Your frog is not your fear. Your frog is your potential, hiding behind fear. This is why avoiding it feels so heavy. You're not running from the frog. You're running from the responsibility of becoming your true self. What it means to eat the frog. The simple truth. Eating the frog is not extreme. It's not painful. It's not impossible. It simply means doing the thing you've been avoiding because it matters the most. It means you stop pretending. It means you stop waiting. It means you stop negotiating with your fear. Eating the frog is choosing truth over comfort. What does it feel like? It feels like a release. It feels like finally exhaling. It feels like light entering a room. How life changes afterward. The inner shift. Once you eat the frog, fear shrinks. Clarity grows. Confidence becomes natural. Action becomes easier. Excuses lose their power. You stop stepping around the dark stone. You stand on it. And suddenly, the whole path opens. You begin to trust yourself again. And when you trust yourself, you stop living small. Finding your frog. A simple guide. Ask yourself these 3 questions. 1. What truth am I avoiding the most? 2. What would improve my life the fastest if I actually faced it? 3. What action scares me because it would force me to grow? Whichever answer feels heavy, that's your frog. You already know it. You've always known it. You've just been waiting for the right moment. This is that moment. Your biggest frog is not your enemy. It is your future, disguised as fear. And once you choose to face it, everything in your life begins to shift. Thanks for staying with us. If this message brought value to you, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. It helps us reach more people who are ready to grow. Now ask yourself, what is my frog? And am I finally ready to eat it? The moment of eating the frog. The decision point. You now stand in front of your frog. It no longer looks like a monster. It looks more like a truth you have been avoiding for years. Not because it is dangerous, but because it is heavy. The frog asks you one question. Are you ready to take in what you have been running from? This is the moment everything changes. Eating the frog doesn't mean doing something extreme or dramatic. It means accepting a truth you've been pushing away. It means choosing action over hesitation. It means deciding that you will not spend the rest of your life hiding from what scares you. Think of a door you've been afraid to open. You walk past it every day. You pretend you don't care what's behind it. But part of you knows that your future is waiting on the other side. Eating the frog is simply opening that door. When you say yes to the frog, something shifts. You feel a quiet strength rise in your chest. A kind of calm courage. This is your mind preparing for change. The frog nods. Then begin, it says. What eating the frog feels like. People imagine that facing their biggest fear feels like climbing a mountain or jumping into fire. But the truth is gentler. Eating the frog feels like telling the truth after years of hiding. It feels like taking one honest step when you're used to running in circles. For some, the frog is a conversation they have avoided. For others, it is a dream they abandoned. For others, it is admitting a mistake, or deciding to grow, or choosing a path that feels uncertain. Imagine a tree that hasn't grown because its roots are wrapped around a stone. The stone is your frog. Eating the frog is simply removing that stone so your roots can spread again. As you eat the frog, meaning you face your truth, you don't feel weaker. You feel lighter. You feel space opening inside you, space you didn't know you had. You feel new thoughts waking up, like windows being opened in rooms that were locked for years. You realize something powerful. The frog was never trying to scare you. It was trying to remind you who you could become. What happens after you eat the frog? The inner shift. Once you eat the frog, your inner world changes in simple but important ways. First, your fear becomes smaller. Not because you forced it away, but because you finally understood it. Second, your confidence grows, not the loud kind, but the quiet kind that feels steady and real. Third, your mind becomes clearer. The noise of excuses, doubts, and delays begins to fade. You no longer waste energy avoiding the same problem again and again. You now face things directly, which gives you more strength than you expect. Imagine walking with a heavy backpack for years. Then one day someone asks, "Why don't you take it off?" Eating the frog is taking off that backpack. You wonder why you carried it for so long. You now see your life differently. Tasks feel simpler. Goals feel reachable. Time feels more valuable. You stop saying someday and start saying today. Most importantly, you begin to trust yourself. And that changes everything. The new path. Once the frog is gone, the labyrinth around you begins to dissolve. The walls fall away. The dark hallways brighten. Doors you once feared now open easily. You find yourself standing in a wide open field. The frog's voice echoes one last time. Now you are free to walk anywhere. This is the meaning of eating the frog. You are no longer trapped by the fear of the thing you avoided the most. Think of a bird that finally realizes the cage door was never locked. For years it stayed inside because it assumed it had no power. When it steps out, nothing dramatic happens. It simply spreads its wings and takes flight. You are that bird. Eating the frog does not give you wings. It shows you that you always had them. Identifying your own frog. A simple method. Narrator. Now that you understand what the frog represents, here is a simple way to find your own frog. 1. Ask yourself, what truth makes me uncomfortable but would change my life if I accepted it? 2. Ask, what task or decision do I think about every day but avoid anyway? 3. Ask, what version of me am I scared to become? Your frog is the answer to one of these questions. Usually, it is the answer that feels the heaviest. The frog is not something small like cleaning your room. It is something big, something tied to who you are becoming, not what you need to finish. Your frog is the thing that, if faced today, would start a completely new chapter in your life. It might be starting the dream you keep postponing. Ending something that is hurting you. Speaking a truth you have been hiding. Taking responsibility for your growth. Allowing yourself to want more. Admitting that you deserve better. Or choosing a path that feels risky but meaningful. You already know what your frog is. You've just been pretending you don't. The final message from the frog. Before the frog disappears, it leaves you with a final message. You were never afraid of me. You were afraid of the version of yourself you would become after you ate me. This is the deepest truth of all. Your frog is the gateway to your next self. It is not the enemy. It is the test. And once you pass the test, life begins to move differently. Opportunities feel closer. Your mind feels clearer. Your actions feel stronger. You stop waiting for the right moment, and instead create the moment. You become someone who does not run from fear, but walks toward growth. Finally. Thank you for walking through this journey. Now the question returns to you. What is your biggest frog, and are you ready to eat it? If today's message brought clarity or strength to your life, please subscribe to Dream Chasers. It helps us continue guiding you toward your highest potential. And remember, growth begins the moment you stop avoiding the truth. This is Dream Chasers, reminding you that your next chapter starts when you subscribe.